Hello everyone, so I have another bedtime story from you from the collection of Aesop's Funky Fables. We only have three more to read from this book. So this one is called The Bat, the Bramble and the Cormorant, which is a type of bird. So I'm learning something new as well today. I wasn't sure what that was. Okay, just checking that you can see everything right. Here we go. They were once three friends, and very good friends they were. They met every day, and the cormorant would tell his friends stories, wonderful stories about the sea and the winds and the rolling waves. And Bat and Bramble held their breath and asked for more and more. So the bramble is a growing tree, like a bush. It can be a bit prickly. It was after one of the cormorant's stories that Bat had his idea. Why, he squeaked, you know, all there is to know about the sea. We could make our fortunes. We could choose a ship and send goods away to be bought and sold in foreign parts. And then we could live like kings and queens with the gold that we traded and what it brought us. Cormorant stood up and bowed. Bramble curtsied. My dear friend, said Cormorant, what a wonder you are. How true, said Bramble. But couldn't we all go too? I've always had a longing to travel. Bat flapped his wings in delight. Oh, yes, he squeaked. What fun, what fun. The three friends began to get ready for their great adventure. Bat went into the towns and cities and borrowed gold and silver. I shall take my money with me and buy fine silks and satins in far distant lands, he squeaked. Then I shall bring them home and sell them here for so much gold that I will never need to work again. Bramble nodded. You may be right, dear Bat. I have decided to buy wooden cloth. Sorry, not wooden. You can't get wooden cloth. Woolen cloth to take away. There is nothing like good woolen cloth. I am sure that I will do excellently well from selling my cloth. Cormorant stood on one leg. Well, he said, I have bought boxes of brass pots and pans. Everyone likes to buy pots and pans. It seems to me that I will be the richest of them all. Bat and Bramble looked at him and then at each other. We shall see. Indeed we will, said Bramble. There they all are, got what they need, ready to sell. I'm feeling very positive about it all. At last a ship was found, a strong and sturdy ship that flew a brightly coloured flag at her mast. So the mast is the pole that has the sail on to help move and collect the wind to move the ship. The flag is at the top of the mast. She will slither and slide over the roughest of waves, said Cormorant. She will carry us to our fortunes, squeaked Bat. Bramble said nothing. She knew nothing about ships. With ships, often they are called a she. They're not, but they're just referred to that way. The three adventurers went on board. Bat was carrying his bags of gold and silver. Bramble had already ordered the sails to carry her good woolen cloth onto the deck. Cormorant's boxes of brass pots and pans were safe in the ship's hold. The sailors hauled up the anchor, the ship's sails bellied out and filled with wind, and she flew over the seas. Cormorant strode around the deck. A good breeze, he said. We will soon reach land again. But as the day went on, the breeze became a gust, and a gust became a gale. The sails hurried to reef in the sails, but the ships were blown wildly off course. Crash! The ship struck a rock. She staggered and cracked in two. Cormorant and Bat were just in time to fly up into the hissing seas, sheets of wind and hail as the ship reeled and sank beneath the foaming waves. So it's not good. Bramble floated up and over the pounding waves until she found herself washed up on the shore. So this picture here is just showing you what the gale is like, almost like a storm. It's so windy, it's making the waves difficult to sail in. Oh, my fortune, she wailed. Oh, my good woolen cloth, my good woolen cloth. Cormorant and Bat, wind beaten and dragged, flapped and flopped down beside her. All is lost, said Cormorant. All is lost. I'll never go to sea again. Never. Bat squeaked miserably. By the following morning, the storm had died down and the sea was calm again. The three travellers found that they were not too far from home, but not one of them wished to go back. Maybe, said Cormorant, maybe the brass pots and pans will wash upon the shore. I will watch and search and peek under stones and rocks. And he stalked up and down the sea's edge, day after day after day, and so did all cormorants after him. Bramble settled beside at the edge of the shore. As men and women and children walked and skipped and hopped past her to the beach, she pulled and tugged at their thorny fingers with her thorny fingers at their clothes day after day after day. You see, she said to Cormorant, it could be my good woolen cloth they are wearing. It could indeed. Perhaps so, said Cormorant. And he saw that all brambles grew with long thorny fingers and clutched and tugged just like his dear friend. So maybe this is why these brambles are thorny and got very long thorny branches. Is it because of this story? Could this be true? That was not seen by day. He was afraid that the rich city and town dwellers who had lent him his silver and gold would come hunting for him, so he only began to fly at night. Eek! He squeaked sadly as he flew in circles night after night after night. Eek! Eek! Called all the other bats. Eek! And they too flew around and around and around and around night after night after night. So possibly this has a message and maybe a reason as to why bats are only seen at night. And brambles have thorny branches, and maybe these birds are just found at sea. That was an interesting story, and I hope you enjoyed it. So good night, sleep well, and we'll see you tomorrow.